What if we could breathe underwater? Imagine waking up, rolling out of bed and heading to the ocean. Not for a swim, but for a morning stroll along the seafloor. If humans evolved to breathe underwater, our entire biology would be different. Our lungs might resemble gills, filtering oxygen directly from water. Our skin could become tougher and more hydrodynamic, allowing us to glide effortlessly through the currents. Eyes might develop special membranes to see clearly in murky waters, and our fingers and toes could become webbed to boost our swimming speed. We wouldn't just visit the ocean, we'd live in it. If humans could breathe underwater, entire civilizations would emerge beneath the surface. Imagine towering coral-covered skyscrapers built from bioluminescent materials, glowing like undersea lanterns. Roads would be replaced by currents, with humans, swimming lanes, guiding traffic along deep-sea highways. Cities would be designed with vertical architecture, stretching not just across the seafloor, but upward toward the sunlit surface and downward into the abyss. Shops, schools, and homes would be anchored to rocky outcrops, while kelp gardens and glowing reefs would provide fresh food. Jellyfish-inspired streetlights would pulse with light, illuminating the streets of this watery world. The ocean's vast resources would become the new frontier. With no need for complex diving equipment, humans could harvest seafood, minerals, and biofuel materials from the seabed with ease. Coral farming would thrive, producing durable materials stronger than concrete. Mining the deep for precious metals would become easier, but also riskier, as humans pushed deeper into unexplored trenches. Tourism would thrive as well, with luxury resorts offering drift rooms where guests could sleep while floating gently along undersea currents. Entrepreneurs might open seabed cafes, where customers sip hot drinks while sitting atop massive whales as they glide past. But there would be dangers too. Territorial disputes over fishing rights, industrial pollution poisoning underwater ecosystems, and conflict between surface dwellers and those who chose to embrace aquatic life. Chapter 4: The New Way of Life. Daily routines would transform dramatically. Forget driving. Your morning commute might involve swimming alongside dolphins or navigating swift currents. Schools might teach marine survival skills, like avoiding predators or navigating powerful undertows. Instead of elevators, vertical tube currents would carry people through water-powered chambers. Clothing would adapt too. Water-resistant fabrics would become the norm, and breathable skin suits would keep you insulated in colder, deeper environments. Currency might be based on coral pearls, rare fish, or even bioluminescent organisms. Sports would become more intense and dynamic. Underwater obstacle courses would involve swimming through complex coral mazes while avoiding swift currents. Freediving competitions would become endurance events, with athletes racing to swim incredible distances without surfacing. Ball games would involve currents and bubbles acting as defensive walls, the aquatic equivalent of wind. Extreme sports would thrive too. Daredevils would attempt trench diving, plunging deep into unexplored ocean abysses, while thrill seekers surfed towering underwater whirlpools. Living underwater wouldn't come without risks. The ocean is home to predators far more dangerous than anything on land. Humans might develop sophisticated defensive tools, sonic devices to repel sharks, deep-sea flares to blind attackers, and advanced sonar trackers to detect threats in the dark. Schools and families would be taught how to recognize danger, whether that's from a stealthy barracuda or a sudden shift in the current. The deep ocean's pressure would also pose risks. Humans venturing into deep trenches would need specially adapted bodies, resistant to the crushing force of the abyss. New technologies, perhaps protective gel suits or exoskeletons, might emerge to keep deep-sea adventurers safe. Underwater life would bring new political dynamics. Countries might expand their borders far beneath the waves, claiming vast territories of the ocean floor. Seabed conflicts could erupt over lucrative mining zones or vibrant coral reefs packed with rare marine life. Aquatic trade routes would emerge, creating bustling underwater ports where ships float above and submersible caravans deliver goods below. New governments might rise from the depths, entirely separate from surface nations. Aquatic metropolises might declare independence, thriving as self-sustaining utopias. Living underwater would reshape art, music, and traditions. Dance performances could take place in zero-gravity aquatic theaters, where performers spin and twirl like drifting jellyfish. Musicians might develop instruments designed to produce haunting, resonant tones that carry through the water. Language might change too. Speaking underwater is impossible, so humans would develop new communication techniques, perhaps hand signals, or even bioluminescent light patterns that convey emotions and ideas. Our presence underwater would alter the delicate balance of marine ecosystems. Would we learn to coexist with ocean life? Or would our expansion threaten coral reefs and deep-sea creatures? Conservationists would face a new challenge: protecting the oceans from overpopulation and pollution by their own species. But there's hope, too. With humans now integrated into marine life, the oceans might no longer feel like an isolated resource. They would become personal. People would protect their home reefs, their kelp forests, and their coral cities like never before. As humans thrived in the water, two worlds would emerge, one above the waves and one below. Would the two societies cooperate or grow apart? Surface dwellers might fear those who embrace the aquatic lifestyle, while underwater cities could develop their own unique customs, identities, and technologies. Yet in times of need, when hurricanes threatened coastal towns or oil spills choked marine life, these two worlds would unite. Those who lived beneath the waves could become humanity's protectors, wielding the power of the ocean to safeguard both worlds. In the end, our ability to breathe underwater would transform humanity forever. We would no longer just be creatures of the land. We would become creatures of the ocean, our lives shaped by the rhythm of the tides, the dance of the currents, and the deep, mysterious world beneath the waves.